Ow. Alright, well, here's what I got going on with my tanks. I am breaking down my 55. I put the goldfish in this tin for temporary. I got a whole bunch of plants pulled up and set aside. I got rocks and decor everywhere. These guys are going elsewhere. These are my flagfish. They tried to breed this last season and failed and stopped trying to breed, and I'm just a little tired of them. They're actually nipping at my goldfish's tails, so they are going elsewhere. And that's what's going on. It's gonna look nice when I get done with it. I'm tired of having so much organic material in the water column, and what I'm doing is I'm taking out a good bit of the substrate, and I'm going to put a couple of bags of play sand on top of it to kind of seal it in place, getting rid of all the water. As you can see, it's very murky, so it will not grow so much algae, hopefully. And we'll see. Well, I'm sure it'll certainly look better. So as you can see, got all the water out of it, got a good bit of that old substrate out, and went to Lowe's, got some play sand and some pea gravel, so we're about to deal with that. Right, filling her up with water. I'm gonna let that sit for a day or so, get rid of all the chlorine in the water. We're gonna fill it up right now, let it sit. And so we're kind of, I did put some water treatment in it, and the filters I put them in old water, so they still had beneficial bacteria in them, and of course all the tank decor and the plants still had good bacteria on them, so I'm sure it's fine, but I'm going to wait another day to put the fish in. They're in one of my 10 gallons right now. As you can see, they're doing just fine. Probably not as comfortable in that 10 gallon, but they're doing fine. So today what I'm doing is reestablishing the shrimp and the snails. And I was so surprised just how many shrimp was in that tank. I figured the flagfish would decimate those things. I was actually just culling them at that point, and they survived and took over this tank. I must have rescued probably about 100 shrimp out of this 55. That's pretty cool. So let me turn you around and let you see what I've got going so far. It's going to be a little bit more open tank for these goldfish, not as involved, not having as much plants, especially up near the front where they like to swim. So here you go. got shrimp in there. All right. I'll do another video when I put the fish in there. All right, we're back. So we have the fish in the tank, and looks like they're doing great. Particular reason why I had to redo this tank is because I was kind of lazy setting it up to begin with. I had this tank, I've actually had this tank for quite a while, and the strap broke on it. The reinforcing strap broke, and so I took it out of circulation as far as being an aquarium tank. I'd actually set it up to keep mealworms and crickets. My son has a bearded dragon. My oldest son does. My youngest son has frogs. And so I had set it up for that, which means the substrate was not set up for an aquarium. It was half play sand and half coconut fiber. And so when I finally figured out I could reinforce this thing, and the whole breeding crickets thing was really not working out. I had introduced springtails into there, and the springtails were so numerous that they were actually eating the crickets. So that didn't work out. So instead of doing new substrate, I just filled it up with water, and boy howdy, was it dark. And at the time I felt like that was good enough, because I was only putting native fish in there. It was going to be mosquito fish and flagfish, and they kind of, live in a muddy environment anyways. It did settle down, but every time I pulled plants or did anything in there, big old plume of coconut fiber would go everywhere. And the filters were constantly plugging up. This filter would get down to almost no flow whatsoever. I just got tired of it. So it was time. I took half of it out, then covered it with 50 pounds of play sand and probably about 25 pounds of pea gravel. I think that'll do pretty good. I never was one that was into the dirted tanks. I mean, I tried them, but I felt like they put a little too much nutrients in the water column. Now, I do like a good thick substrate, and what I like to do is about half substrate from an older tank, and then half like play sand, or that that really dark stuff you can get from Tractor Supply, sandblast sand. I'll do either or sometimes mix them together, and that seems to do just fine, and the plants look great. There's certain plants I can't grow in that environment, but I would rather it be simple and not have to worry about my water chemistry, not having to hit the test strips all the time, than to do the dirted tank thing. It just, like I said, it never worked for me. So Now this one is this is the tank I took the fish out of, and I had to seriously break it down in order to get the mosquito fish out. They are right there. Wily little boogers. Plus, I added some pea gravel to this tank. What I'm going to do is probably try to grow some aquatic isopods. Now that will settle down after a while. This tank back here, it's all shrimp, and it has done really well. I always have an abundance of shrimp in this tank, so it's never like crashed out or anything. My 6-gallon in the kitchen crashed out a few times. Not really fond of anything less than a 10-gallon, but I had it and I used it, and I'm not in the position to change it out, so the 6-gallon will continue to stay in the kitchen. It's got shrimp in it too, and some baby mosquito fish. So there you have it. Looks like my goldfish quite happy. And that's going to be it. I don't plan to put any higher fish density in here, because I know these guys are going to grow, and they're going to require a lot. So them and the mosquito fish and whatever babies the mosquito fish produce, I'm just going to dip out of here and put in with the shrimp, or I will end up putting them in the pond out back. So I'll also have a plecostomus. He looks like he's doing well. Always remember, always, if you're going to keep a plecostomus, you need wood. That's what they actually eat in the wild, the most of, is wood fiber. You want to keep your plecostomus happy. Always have wood on hand for them. So anyways, that's it, and I think this tank is doing quite well. All right. God bless. Peace out.